Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel, and this video is going to be a dehydration video, but it's going to be extra cool because this video is going to be part of a collaboration from Darcy over at the Purposeful Pantry, who put together this great idea of having dehydrated foods and then how to package them nicely to give as a gift. I think that's awesome. So I'm going to make my little pizza bites. Now I think I did a video on this before, but if you haven't seen it, well, great, here you go. If you have seen it, here's just a refresher. So super simple recipe. It just takes tomatoes. You can use little cherry tomatoes. You can use, these are the little grape tomatoes, the little Brian tomatoes that are really tiny. And all you do is cut them in half. You use balsamic vinegar and Italian seasoning. And I will get to that after I've got all these cut in half. And then you dehydrate them. And then I'm going to show you what to do with them next. But what I really want to tell you about is this awesome book, the Dehydrating Basic Journal for Beginners. This is so awesome, and check it out. It's by Darcy over at the Purposeful Pantry. This is the coolest thing because it tells you all about dehydrating. There's a little bit of her story, very knowledgeable, all about dehydrating, and it's just got tons and tons of great information. But the coolest thing is, especially if you're a beginner, you can take notes here and write things down. But throughout the book, it has individual items, how to dehydrate them, the temperatures, and then places for you to make notes, like how long it takes you to dehydrate something at your place. Like if you're dehydrating in Phoenix, it's going to be less than if you're dehydrating like in Oregon along the coast. But also, you know, following recipes, it'll tell you how many hours, and that doesn't always apply. So this is a great place to write your notes. It's got your volumes, your weights. It's just a terrific, terrific book for anyone, not just beginners. I love it, and I've been dehydrating forever. So anyway, in my description will be a link for you to go over to the Purposeful Pantry website where you can order this book, and I encourage you all to do that. So it's just awesome. But what I'm doing here with my little tomatoes is I'm just cutting them in half. See there, I'm going to switch that for you. I'm just going to cut these in half, and then I like in my descriptions oftentimes to put the recipes, but there's no real recipe for this because it's just kind of like you wing it. You use balsamic vinegar after you get all these cut. Balsamic vinegar, Italian seasoning, kind of mix it up so that you think it looks good, and then you're going to dehydrate them. And then I've got a cool way to package this. And what I think is cool about giving this as a gift is, number one, it's great for all those keto-friendly folks out there because you can give them something like at the holidays. Everybody wants to give you candy or, you know, cookies. This is a great way to give someone who's following a keto plan a nice gift at the holidays. That one will be kind of thick. So sometimes if they're really big, I will cut them in quarters too, just so that you know. But anyway, this is a great way to give someone who's following keto a nice gift for the Christmas or the holiday season, or just as a gift. And I'm going to kind of have a cute way to package it up for you. So I'm going to go ahead and keep cutting these up, and when they're all cut, I'll come back to you and show you how I put them on the trays and how we get them started. So I've got all of the tomatoes cut into just halves, and now what I'm going to do is take some balsamic vinegar, and I'm just going to drizzle balsamic vinegar over it. And it's, you know, no measurement, you just, because you could do a few or a lot of tomatoes, so I'm just going to put some on there. And the cool thing about Darcy's book is, like I was talking about time, it'll give you a nice range of times, which is awesome because a beginner might look at a book and it'll say dehydrate for 10 hours. And they're like, it didn't dry. My dehydration never works, because beginners don't always understand. You can't over dry something. It's not like you can burn something. It will just be harder to rehydrate. So it's not like you can burn it. So you can go longer. But I like that she gives you a range, because for me, when I started, I would follow recipes. This is Italian seasoning that I'm sprinkling on there, but I would follow recipes, and it just seemed to take forever to get done. Well, then I realized, you know, here we are in the most humid, rainy part of the season along the Oregon coast, so that makes a big difference. All right, now all I'm going to do is mix this around so that balsamic vinegar covers everything. And I like a lot of the seasoning. And I got to be honest, you guys, I hate raw tomatoes. Like, I will not eat them. I ask for them to be left off of everything in restaurants and stuff. But I will eat these like crazy. and they're healthy and they're good for you. And I am going to do the spoon part because I want a lot more than's coming out of there. Okay, that looks about right. And then we're just going to mix this up. Perfect. So you want each one of them to be nicely covered with the vinegar and with, you know, the seasoning kind of all mixed on it. And if I see one that the whole front of it's just like coated with the seasoning, I'll give it a couple of mixes around. And to me, these taste like a pepperoni pizza. Like, they're just so good. All right. So I think that looks good. And then I'm going to put them on the trays. I might actually put in a little bit more seasoning because, there we go. I think that'll work. Now, kind of mix that up. Oh yeah, way better. Okay. All right, now I'm just going to take my trays. And what I do is I'll stack my trays. And then I put them on a paper towel so that when they drip, they just go on that towel. And I don't know how many trays it'll take, so I put several of them out. Now, you're going to look at your dehydrator, and it's going to tell you, it should tell you the temperature for vegetables. So you're going to put it on there. Now, I'm just going to put this on here. I'm probably just going to let it go until tomorrow morning. I'll check it then. And then you want these to be skin side down, so the cut side is up. And that helps them to dehydrate. You see that? So that's going to help them to dehydrate a little bit. I don't know why, it just does. But there you go. And when you might get a couple of them when you're dehydrating them that you notice aren't drying as quickly as the other ones, you can always come in there and just cut those guys in half. You know, break them down if they're too big. You want everything to be relatively uniform. If it's not, like I'm feeling like this guy's too thick, but we'll see how he does. Who knows? All right, so there we have it. This is what your trays are going to look like. You want to give them nice space in between the pieces so the air can circulate around them. And this will probably take, I'm going to say 4 trays. So this is going to go in my dehydrator at the proper temperature for vegetables. And I will come back to you when these are all done. I'll show you the finished product, and I'll show you how I'm going to package them up to give them as gifts. Oh, and by the way, I realized when these are all done, there will be a balsamic vinegar left in there. And this, what I'm going to do is I'll put that in a little mason jar, and I'm going to use that with a little bit of oil on a salad because it will be awesome. So the pizza bites are done, and I'm going to show you. I've got them in a bag, and I'll explain why in a second, but I don't know if you can see in there. Look at those. Hang on, let me get some glare off. See, well, I'll show you out of the bag. But they are covered with this awesome Italian seasoning. It makes them taste super like pizza. And I'm going to show you, the reason I put them in a bag is because you want to check them. You want to condition them to make sure they're properly dried. So once you pull something off of the dehydrator, and this basically I put it on before I went to bed, and in the morning it was pretty much done. I just let it go for like another hour, and then it was fine. So it depends upon, you know, your atmosphere, whether how much humidity you have and things. So just check them, and I'm going to put my gloves on because the moisture from your hands gets on them, but I want to show you a couple things. And then I've got all my stuff to show you how you can wrap these up as a fun little gift. I love these. Everybody I know that tries these just can't believe that they taste so much like pizza. Okay, so I've got them in a plastic bag because when they come off the dehydrator, I let them cool and then put them in a plastic bag. And what happens, you can put them in a bowl with plastic wrap over it. You could put it in a jar with the lid on. If you see humidity or condensation in there, you need to get them back on the dehydrator so that they can continue to dry. Another way, so for these, they're tomatoes, so they're nice and bendy, but if you tear it in half and squeeze really hard, if there should be no droplets. If there's too much moisture in there, there will be little droplets. And then, you know, you have to pop those back on the dehydrator. But these, oh my gosh, they're so good. Look at that. So just little tomatoes, and I do not like raw tomatoes, and I can eat these like nobody's business. But here's what I'm going to show you. So the deal is, I was thinking about doing like a big gift basket and all that stuff, but then I remembered when I was working, we used to do a thing called a Secret Pals or Secret Santa or whatever, and it would go, like if we did the Secret Santa, it would go from like Thanksgiving when we came back to work to Christmas Eve, and then on Christmas Eve we would all go to breakfast before work and have like a reveal, and we would give the big gift. But the Secret Pal or Secret Santa was really just throughout the week, maybe once or twice a week, you would put something in that person's workspace when they weren't there, so they came back and had a nice surprise. It's just fun to do. And I did mine in these kind of containers, and I ended up having to make a whole bunch and put them in a box in the back so everybody could take them, so they didn't know it was me all the time. But I'm going to show you, I've already made one, because tomorrow morning I have to go. I go to that Tops, that Take Off Pounds Sensibly group. It's kind of like a Weight Watchers. But every week we have to put something healthy in a basket that someone wins. Hold on, I'm going to set you down a little bit because I think it's too hot. Hold on a second. There, I think that's a little bit better for you to see. So what I use is I have a toilet paper roll. And what I've done with this one, for example, is I'll show you how I covered it with paper, which I have the paper there. It's already cut. And on this one it says, get a little better every day. I have a sticker, and I put that on there. Now what I'm going to do is I'll take about a little palm full in this little snack bag, because you don't want to just put those loose in there. And then I'm going to put some of these little snacks in there, and that's going to go in my the little basket for Tops tomorrow. Okay, so we're going to do that. I'm going to seal it up nice. And then on your toilet paper roll, you want to push in one side. I'll show you how to wrap it, but this is how you finalize it. So you're going to push in one side and then push in the other side and squeeze these little guys, and then put your little thing in there. You could do different dried fruit. You could do anything you want, but I just think this is kind of cool. I found this paper that has vegetables on it too. So there you go. Now you could also decorate this with a little bow if you wanted, but that's just kind of a fun little stocking stuffer or something to put on someone's desk, so they come back and they're like, oh, what is this? This is so cool. And then let me squeeze that over a little bit more. There we are. And you can fit those down too if you want. Anyway, it's just kind of clever. So I'm going to show you how to do that. All right, let me show you some of the supplies that I use for that. Okay, you could also use big ones with paper towel holders if you wanted to. And actually, I only had one toilet paper roll, so I cut the paper towel roll down to fit. And then there's glue. You can use this kind of glue. You want a glue that's really a good glue. My preference are these glue tape, the double-sided tape, because they really, really stick. Good scissors. You want some scissors. And then I've got some little decorating thing. And if you have a Cricut, you can get one of these little tools to pick the covering off of that double-sided tape if you need to. But you get your scissors and you find some pretty paper. This is a scrapbooking paper, but I like it. And then I took around the edges and put that double-sided tape. Well, first I measured it, and then I rolled it in there so that I measured it and it made sure it went all the way around. Okay, now I put that double-sided tape on there, and now I'm going to peel it off and get rid of these. I'm taking these off. Oh, I can't yet. Let me get my snack out right quick. Well, I won't do that. That's fine. Well, I need to. Huh? Trying to decide what I want to do. That one I'm taking, so I need to have some stuff in there. But I'm going to put this in here just so that you can see the next thing, and then I can take my gloves off. Okay. Now I'm going to take my gloves off. I can work better with that. All right, now let's take this double-sided tape backing off. These are so clever, but the one I'm going to show you in a minute is super clever. These are just sort of clever. This next one is super clever. All right. Now, I'm going to lay this kind of in the middle. See that? And I'm going to roll it, just lay it right there on the side, and then roll it around so that it nicely matches. Now, when you cut it, do you see how you want it a little bit longer? And there's tape on there. So what you want to do, so that it folds over the edges, you're going to put like 8 cuts opposite of each other. Hang on, get in there. There we go. So you're going to put these little wings on there. And those are going to fold in, so when the person first looks in there, they're like, not a toilet paper roll, right? Anyway, it just kind of makes it look a little bit more finished. And if you've got stickers, I'll show you some stickers that I have. You can buy seasonal stickers. You can make these super easy. And now you're just going to fold over those little tabs. And because you've got that double-sided tape or you have glue on them, they'll stick nice, okay? So you got those. And now, with this one, let's just pretend I put my pizza bites in there. Okay, we'll just pretend that. And then fold over the ends like that. Like that. And then with this one, now you could decorate it. You could just put a bow on it. You could put a sticker like I did that one. See this one that just has a sticker on it. You could do that. And then, or I have some of this, this is Scotch Expressions washi tape, but I like it because it's white and it's kind of glittery. And I could put that around the middle and then write someone's name on it. Or write a little sentiment. Okay. Then, tape, done. Now, if you're making a nice big basket, a gift basket for someone, a couple of these are super cute. Put in that gift basket, or even, you know, stocking stuffers or whatever, but they're kind of handy, and they're a fun way to give some of your dehydrated fruit or vegetables. So I'm going to take this with me tomorrow, and I'm going to pop it in the little basket, and who knows who will win it. Okay, the final one, and my favorite, uses a clean and dry soda bottle. You need to have one where you've taken the label off, and this is okay, don't worry about it because you're going to put paper over it. Taken the label off, and so that this is smooth. Then, X-Acto knife. You're going to go with your X-Acto knife, and you're just going to cut down here. I've already cut this. See, you're going to cut that little slit right there. You might even make a little tab just so it's like a little bit of a door, just because that's handy. Just a wee bit. See there? Okay. I want to cut my finger. And now, the coolest thing ever is, do you know, if you do these with a liter bottle, you can jam so much stuff in here. I've done it where I've done pot holders, kitchen towel, candy that I made, all kinds of cookies. You can do that. And you can put those in the mail. It costs more, but you can actually put them in the mail. Okay, so see, there's that little hole. Here's my little goodies. I'm going to put this in here. Gotta shove it in there. And the big ones are so much fun. You give those to someone that cannot figure out how to get into it, which is clever. So I'll show you what I mean. All right, so let's just pretend you've got this full. See, that's how you're going to get the stuff in there. And you can put any kind of packaging that you want in there so that they look in there and see it. You can put little coins in there. Kids love it. And now, in order to make them really confused, you want to take, let me get that little corner of that bag in there. There we go. Clear packing tape. They will never know. I kid you not. It's the funniest thing to watch them. They just can't figure it out. So we're going to put some packing tape kind of over this. And it's clear, so it really kind of hides that cut. So if they're looking through it, they can't see it. All right, there we go. So we got that. So see there, it looks like a solid bottle. But now I've got some other paper, and I used some cute little decorative scissors, and I kind of did the edge of it. And now I'm going to take some of that double-sided tape, because you know I love this. I do all kinds of paper crafts, card making. I'm doing junk journals now, and I am doing all kinds of stuff with those. It's just fun. Something to do in the evening. Sit and crochet or do a junk journal page. I don't know. I just can't sit still. I'm always thinking. All right, so this, and then I'll show you what I'm going to do with this one, because this will be a cute one. All right, I want to put it across the end here. And I like this because it's clear, it doesn't take any time to dry, and boom, it's on, it's done, it's sticky. It's awesome. All right, now if you don't have a Cricut, you can use like a straight pin or something if you don't have one of these tools. You can get a whole package of tools like this, like at Harbor Freight, for just, I don't know, a couple bucks. They're not bad. All right, so I'm taking these off. So, this is not traditional gift-giving wrapping, I'm telling you. All right, so you want the label part on the side, and I like that this is double-sided. And you got to kind of eyeball it. Get it on there pretty straight. Wrap it around so that it overlaps. Oops, it's not straight, but it's forgiving. So you guys know I'm not perfect. Let me see. Let me try to line that up. That looks, nope, too high. There's probably a technique, but I've been doing this for years. I actually was in one of those online groups where you swapped stuff, and we did this one time. A bottle swap. Okay, so there is that. Super cute. But now I've got some of this, some more of that Scotch Expressions washi tape that I could make a wrap around. Or if you've been to the craft store, you've probably seen these bunch of these things. And at work, we used to do these journals together. It was just fun that we would go at lunch and have a bunch of these on the table, and we would do our little happy planners together. But I was looking in here, and here is the perfect sticker. It says Merry Christmas. It's kind of in gold. So I'm going to try to peel it off of there. And I'm going to stick it right across there. So see there? You don't have to be super clever to make something that is super clever. So there you have it. 2 different ways to give a quick gift, an additional little something in a basket, a gift basket, maybe even, I don't know, maybe even a stocking stuffer or one of those secret pal gifts. I was looking because I think there's some little stickers that I can put on this thing too. Let me see. Hang on, let's try this. All right. There we go. Look at that. Finishes up nicely, doesn't it? Huh. Okay, there it is. I hope you guys get clever with your wrapping this year. These are pretty much awesome because other than the stickers and the paper, it's all recycled goods, and I think that that's awesome too. So I hope you enjoy this little tutorial on how to make these fun little gifts with the dehydrated pizza bites made from tomatoes. I hope you give it a try, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.